Good afternoon, Professor. My name is Natalia Rodriguez, and I'm going to talk about a little bit about the case Cynthia Cooper and Will Comp. Okay, on this slide, we're going to talk about a little about the Cynthia Cooper and the Will Comp. Here, as you can see on the picture, I put Cynthia Cooper, named one of the Time Magazine Person of the Year for her role in unraveling the fraud of World Cup. A little bit about her, like the main points that I found on the case. She found improper entry of the books in the company. Operating expenses were being reported as assets. She decided to present the audit committee and was later confronted to not interfere about everything that she was finding. Others were fighting for questioning the capital expenditures. Her team found more than $3 million in fraud. Also, she confirmed the Thornton Meyer and he to the Meyer to conduct unethical practices. Her team had no direct access to financial information, just audit team. A little about her, I believe that she did the right decision. She was able to value the situation and ask questions and conduct audit. She was also able to conduct underlying factors. With her theory that she did, we learned that the truth is very important because they were giving false information. I believe that she did a great job analyzing the problem and discovered all the fraud that was in the company that she was working at the end. If I was in her situation, I believe I would do the same thing because the truth always comes out. And if she also was hiding all the fraud and everything that was happening, maybe at the end, when they found everything, she would be like more in trouble and everything. I believe that the truth is the best thing that you can do when you see something, especially that she took a lot of months and dedications to do this. She did, for my opinion, she did the right decision. Here in this slide, we talk about, I put a little bit about the Sarbanes-Oxley Act facts. Here you can see the picture on your left is Paul Sarbanes, and here on your right you're gonna find Michael Oxley. I put some of the important stuff that when I was reading the case, it got my attention and what we're gonna talk about. The firm was success mandatory for the most public corporation and focuses on regulation corporate behavior to protect financial audit reports. The 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 law was their office or they signed it to the law in July 2002. 2002. Then we have the name after senator who sponsored the act, St. Paul Sarbanes and Michael R. Oxley. Regulated by the SEC, meaning Security and Exchange Committee, enforces to all publicly traded companies and financial institutions, create as a reaction to Enron and World Cup scandals. They were the top management board of directors, independent outside auditors, and most individuals certified the accuracy of the financial information. The Sovereign Act is arranged in just 11 titles. Here we have Sisilak's box, whistleblowing. Here I put a picture of her and her code that she put was, while all deception requires secrecy, all secrecy is not meant to desire. Most seek as much advice regarding choice prior to going public. Whistleblowing is the new label generated by our increased awareness of ethical conflicts in corporate at work. And that's true. There's a lot of ethical conflict that we have every single day at work. Also cause opposition, breach of loyalty, and accusation. New level generated by our increased awareness of ethical conflicts in corridors at work. And also she have the high stake moral conflict. It was three questions that she will ask. Who is responsible? How great is the tree? And last, how will speaking out allow for change for the better? And last was most intensified of speaking out of the public interest. George Branker, he was the one that said the trust has intrinsic value. He believed that trust was the number one thing for everyone. Like here it says, here has three different type of trust. We have the basic trust, impersonal and systemic from the trust, our love for social order and consistency required. Then we have the guard trust, trust used to maintain relationships, companies or individuals with a specific agreement expire with agreement. That's true. We always, when we work in a company, we need to have trust of the people that we work. If we don't have the trust on everyone, I don't believe that any company will success at the end. Then we have the extended trust, require trust in firms and individuals when contracts and monitoring are not in place, and thus require exposures of vulnerabilities. And then at the end I have put here the three preceding conditions that judge have. One is common motives, consistent behavior, and a knowledge of competence. Immanuel Kant, here I put a picture also, says morality is not properly the doctrine of how we may make ourselves happy, but how we make ourselves worthy of happiness. Also, he said, without truth, anything we tell one another is valueless. Ken Egg III says, evil cannot produce happiness. Good quality are human natural. Therefore, there is no society. Trust must be guided principles. Reserve reservation of one fault, for example. Secret information shared by the second party to not be shared with the third party. False statements. Truth becomes a lie when expressly and willingly accusing the person with our thoughts. Facilocum. Any false statements. Medancing. It will be a lie. And every lie is an objective and comparable. Every lie at the end, you will know the truth. So if you lied or whatever includes them, at the end, just know that the truth will come out no matter what. And that was more or less what he was saying. And my last line was, what was at hand? Here I put a picture saying right decision or wrong decision, and a little guy thinking about it. She was credibility and losing their job because of what she did. But at the end, like I said at the beginning, I believe she made the right decision. That's why she's one of the most important people that found all the fur for the company. That at the end she lost the job and she left. It's true. But they know what she did was the right thing to do. And that will be all for this case. If you have any question or concern, just please email with a question and I will likely will reply. Thank you so much and have a great day.